Good afternoon, boys and girls. Thank you very much for tuning in. You are watching episode 92 of Love at First Scent with me, Persolaise, coming to you live from YouTube. If you haven't already subscribed to my YouTube channel, please consider doing so. I'm going to do the usual thing and go on the tablet to make sure that everything is coming through loud and clear. And the plan for today, hopefully everything will go according to plan, is that we're going to be doing 2 episodes back to back. One, you can see what the subject of the episode is going to be. You can already start making it out. A fairly new release, well, actually really quite new. I think it's only been around for about 2 months. And then we will stop for about 5 minutes to let YouTube do its thing. And we will come back with something that has been around for a very, very long time indeed. Something that has almost been around for a century. Please keep the comments and the questions coming. Please consider supporting my work on Ko-fi. Please give me hearts, thumbs up, likes, etc. Even if you're not watching the live broadcast, feel free to ask a question or leave a comment. I get round to all of them as quickly as I can. A few comments already coming through. We've got Fahmi saying hello from Indonesia and Teresa from Zurich. So you're quite far away from each other, but we are now connected. And also check out persolaise.com for details of the next live interview, which will be this time on Wednesday, and that'll be with one of the co-founders of a relatively new brand called Kirin NYC, Kirin New York City. So I'm not ignoring the comments, but I think we need to start with these. I want to smell both of them. This is the latest duo to be added to Bulgari's Le Gemme collection. That's their exclusive limited distribution collection. I think it's probably fair to say that as far as our tastes are concerned in this community of scent enthusiasts, some of the Le Gemmes are better than others. There are some that we really do like. I know that there are quite a few fans out there of Falcar, one of the ones that we talked about last year. These are obviously inspired by the colour green, and there's one that is marketed as a feminine and one that's marketed as a masculine. You may be aware of them already. This is the feminine one. I mean, handling these bottles is always amazing. They are stunning bottles. As soon as these samples arrived and Madame Persolaise saw them, she immediately said that she would quite fancy having this on her dressing table. She hadn't even smelt it. She doesn't even know if she likes it yet. I have had an initial sniff of both of these, and I've even actually, well, I've had more than an initial sniff of this one. I've worn it. So this isn't a sort of proper love at first scent. This isn't the first time I'm smelling them. But let's have a go at this one. The woman's one is called Erea. I have no idea if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Lots and lots of hellos coming through. I will get to them. Although I have to say, I quite like the fact that I've got Michael saying hello from Medellin in Colombia, because I was listening to the song earlier today, and that kind of thing tickles me. Okay, so this is Erea, composed by Alberto Marias. So definitely a nose who knows what he's doing. Okay, this one I've just had a very, very quick sniff of, because I thought, okay, let me just see roughly what direction it's heading in, but I haven't waited through for the dry down. And it's interesting because I think my take on these two is a sort of a reverse take, and I'll explain what I mean. This one, the opening, did make me think, oh dear, is this going to be a highly, highly calorific, super sweet, super sticky sugar bomb? But then within a few moments, you get a sense of something far more interesting coming through. Whereas with the masculine one, I think I'm the other way around. I think I find it more interesting at the beginning and then less and less interesting as it goes along. But we'll get to that because I want to smell both of them. So as I say, initial burst, icing sugar, just coming flying your way. You know how you may see like in a sci-fi film or like a Star Wars movie when they go into like hyperspace or Doctor Who title sequence, with the stars coming at you. This is tiny little white pinpricks of icing sugar just firing at you, and that is going to inevitably make some people go, "Ooh, I love this," and make some people go, "Oh my God, keep this away from me." But I think it's worth persevering, because then it goes, and actually not terribly subtly, it goes into much darker territory very, very quickly. and there's a strong suggestion of incense, and also very, very, very overtly, perhaps even stereotypically, Arabian notes. I haven't looked at the press material. I haven't got a very, very lengthy press release, but I have got something I can share with you. But I wouldn't be surprised if it says that it's got, you know, some kind of oud thing happening in there. Although it's not overly animalic. More than anything, I suppose it's actually woody. And I think it is a woodiness that these two scents will probably have in common. So it's not doing anything terribly original. There will be a blotter update for these, by the way, because they are new releases. And for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, because we mustn't judge perfumes on first impressions, a few hours after the broadcast is over, I go into the video description below on YouTube and update you on how the scents have developed on the blotter, because it's important to know how they go through into the sort of middle phase and what the final dry down is like. Definitely one worth sticking with, but it does head into that rough territory of maybe things like Dior's Eau d'Isfahan, which I think is probably the best example of rough, because it stays just on the right side of that kind of agarwood oud roughness. Some things go a little bit too far, and then I lose my patience with them. I can't give them much more time beyond a certain point, because then I actually really need to sort of get them off my skin, get them away from me. But I suspect that this will do really, really well for people who want that sort of thing, because it is nowhere near as crude and coarse as some examples of this genre. Lots and lots of comments. So we've got, where did I get to? Pisebi is saying hello. Hello, as always, from Texas, says Eric. Thank you very much for tuning in. Joao says hello from Paris. Frederick is here as well. Frag Chaitan says hello from Chicago. Chang says bonjour from Paris. Thank you so much for tuning in, all of you, by the way. I'm really, really so grateful for the fact that so many of you are obviously making an effort to tune in religiously. Andre is in Manchester. Josephine is in Boston. Pisebi says Alberto doing his mainstream for the masses. Potentially, although this is limited distribution. Rachel is in sunny Cornwall. It's sunny in Hampshire as well. Rosen Jones says, wow, I finally caught a live. Hello from Surrey, Mr. Persolaise. You're more than welcome. And Nubianette says, hi from Oakland. There's an interesting green note. I mean, I don't know whether that's the sort of power of persuasion, because when I saw this, I thought, oh, I wonder if they're going to be green. Let's see what the press material says. It's very, very brief, and then we'll move on to the men's one. So all I have got for you from this is that Le Gemme Erea is inspired by the precious stone of green agate. It's addictive, warm, and feminine. Of course it's addictive. Everything is addictive at the moment. You know, that is really, really the buzzword in perfume press releases. Its oriental and woody nature opens up with spicy top notes of lemony green cardamom. Okay, cardamom I don't normally think of as green, unless they mean green cardamom, which smells lemony. Perhaps, but that's subtle. Before revealing an incense heart from Somalia. Notice they don't say anything about this super sugary opening. Then later blends of vanilla from Madagascar. The bottle itself takes shape from the ancient Roman amphora, etc., etc. So the notes are green cardamom from Guatemala, an incense heart essence from Somalia, and vanilla from Madagascar, and that's all we're getting. So at least it's fairly prosaic as far as press releases go. I'm sure there's probably a sort of more in-depth press release that waxes lyrical a little bit more than this one does. Now, the men's one. The men's one is called Kobraa. Kobraa spelt with a K at the beginning and two A's. I have no idea if that is a particular reference to anything, but people of a certain age, or I should say geeks of a certain age, particularly male geeks, grown-up male geeks who were once boy geeks, I couldn't help thinking of G.I. Joe and somebody shouting Kobraa. So if anybody out there knows what I'm talking about, please say something and make me feel less alone, because I thought, oh, Bulgari doing a G.I. Joe scent, how amazing. But this is Kobraa. How are you meant to say it? Kobraa? I don't know. But I should say Madame Persolaise really, really liked this on me. Madame Persolaise liked it on me a little bit more. Actually, no, don't lie, Persolaise. Significantly more than I liked it on myself. But I find the opening really, really great, really fascinating. And as soon as I smelt it, I thought, oh, this is going to be really great. This is going to be interesting. Because the opening is quite green, but not green in a cut grass or shelled peas sort of way, more a sort of chlorophyll-y, chlorine-y sort of green that you may get from crushing leaves, but not violet leaf, and there's a sort of floral aspect to it as well. And that was genuinely surprising. I somehow wasn't expecting something so clean, I suppose, because there is a real bracing cleanliness to it, over something that becomes a more familiar woody, maybe oudi base. Now, regular viewers will know, and I know a lot of you share my feelings on this particular material as well. You will know that I also don't have a lot of patience with the sort of rough, synthetic, ambery woods. A lot of perfumes, particularly a lot of perfumes that are aimed at men, a lot of mainstream perfumes aimed at men are making massive, massive use of those synthetic ambery wood materials, those very, very abrasive woods, quite spiky woods that some of them really feel as though they're going right up your nose and ripping your nose away, with Velcro, that kind of Velcro woody feel. That material, as far as I'm concerned, and I know a lot of you agree with me, is really, really being done to death. You can smell it in something like Hermès's Eau de Citron Noir, although again, interestingly, that has a beautiful, beautiful top note, which then goes, I think, too much in the direction of those ambery woods. This definitely contains a hefty dose of those sorts of woods, but like Parle-moi de Parfums, which one is it? It's not Woody Perfecto. Or maybe it is Woody Perfecto. Like that, I think it just about manages to do it in a palatable way. I mean, for me personally, it was a little bit too much. And even though I enjoyed wearing this perfume at the start, after about 3 or 4 hours, I thought, okay, all I'm smelling now is those woods, and I've just about had enough. But it says a lot that I was actually able to quite happily keep wearing the perfume for about 3 or 4 hours. A lot of the other ones, particularly the sort of more commercial, mainstreamy ones that contain those notes, I wouldn't even let them come anywhere near my skin. So again, I suspect this will do extremely well, and a lot of people will be drawn to that ambery wood base. Maybe I'm just hypersensitive to those sorts of materials, I don't know. Certainly, Madame Persolaise could not get enough of smelling this, particularly on me, and she was very, very taken with this actually, and said that she thinks it's one of the best new things she smelt on me for a while. So go figure. It's probably going to be a very personal one, this one. I love the interplay, and I think the interplay is better on paper between that really surprising fresh green floral heart that doesn't smell crude or cheap in any way at all. It smells very, very authentic, very genuine somehow, and then you can see how that darkness is coming through. But as I say, maybe a little bit too much reliance on those ambery woods for me. Dream of Me No More is saying alright, Kisa from London, and Flackernes says hello from Germany. And again, just a very, very brief blurb on this scent, not a lot to say at all. Le Gemme Kobraa, I noticed nobody said anything about G.I. Joe, presents a timeless masculine freshness inspired by the mystery of snake jasper, a hard gemstone from New Zealand. Geranium leaf. Okay, so there you go. And actually, yeah, that makes complete sense. And there you go. That is interesting. So if you think about geranium leaf... Oh, Dream of Me No More says, I wanted to say the feminine should be She-Ra. You're right, actually. So... Although, I don't know. So this would be like, this is Prince Adam, and that's... Maybe not. Geranium leaf is blended with the spiritual force of smoked incense and the depth of agar wood. Here we go. So, okay, they're saying it's got a little bit of oud. The bottle is crafted in the shape of a majestic obelisk, fine, and the notes are, again, geranium essence from La Réunion at the top, black incense heart essence from Somalia, so I suppose they're saying that that's the commonality between the two, and oud essence from Bangladesh, it says, not the most scintillating press releases to share with you. Kobraa La, I'm with you, says Mystery Forms. Thank you very much. At least somebody knows what I'm talking about. Sarah is in Canada saying hello, and Umberto is telling us that their scent of the day is Vetiver Extrait. Oh, okay. So, yeah, Eric says, I haven't smelt a single one of this line, not sure where I can find them. Yes, in the UK, they are, I think, in Bulgari boutiques, but the main place where you find them is in the top floor of Harrods at the Salon de Parfum, and Umberto is correcting me. Yes, I was being really stupid. It's not Vetiver Extrait, it's Vetiver Extraordinaire from Frederick Mel. Thank you very much. So, they don't reinvent the wheel, I suppose, but I guess they weren't meant to. By the way, the men's one is by Jacques Cavalier. This one is Alberto Morillas, as I said. And I find that intriguing as well, because I thought Jacques Cavalier, I would like to find out more about this, because I thought he was exclusive in-house nose to Louis Vuitton, but maybe he's not exclusive. I mean, he is the in-house nose, but maybe they don't mind him working elsewhere. Like Francis Kurkdjian, he's been the in-house nose for Burberry and for Elie Saab, but not on an exclusive basis. He keeps working for himself and for other brands. But if you happen to come across them, airports, you usually find them at airport duty-frees as well, that have high-end brands or high-end ranges from certain brands, although I think most of us are probably nowhere near being at an airport yet. Worth checking out, I would say personally, in the final summation, even though I'm not crazy about the dry down of the men's one, I do find the men's one overall more interesting because of that opening. Andre says, I saw some of them in Selfridges, Manchester, but some are exclusive to Harrods, I believe. Okay, interesting. They are very, very pricey, and I guess a lot of that is the packaging, and the bottles really are quite stunning. So, keeping it short and sweet, we've come to the end of this episode. I will stop the broadcast in a moment, and then YouTube will need a few minutes to do its thing, and then we will be coming back with a celebration of an absolute all-time classic, a scent that I'm sure you all know and many of you will love. So try and come back in a few minutes. Bye now.